Good morning, Shugs. I am Wendy's Hot Mic, better known as Goonicorn, and welcome back to my channel. Y'all, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. I want everybody to stop what you're doing right now. Please pull up a seat, get comfortable, because we need to talk. First things first, why the hell Mia be lying so much? Just why? Why she be lying? She said she got a clit done. Lie. She said that she was a ball gown waitress at an upscale steak and sushi restaurant where occasionally she performed in the back room naked. Lie. Then she said that she caught Chris gawking at her in her peripheral view at the spring fling party. Lie. The lie detector determined that all of that shit was a lie. Categorically false. Why Mia be lying so much? She just be lying. And it's like, girl, we can't even, it's like your lies, we can't even want to side with you, because it's like now you're trying to corroborate Gizelle's story about her feeling so uncomfortable. And girl, you felt uncomfortable because a man was gawking at you. I thought you was the cat's meow. I thought that you was that girl. You supposed to, you welcome stares. You love stares. Attention is your girl. No, and this is your problem. You always think that somebody worried about your big earth stomping ass. Let me stop. This lady ain't did nothing to me, but she about made me mad trying to get on Chris. Don't fuck with Chris. Do not fuck with Chris. We is Team Chris around here. Y'all lay up off Chris now. Okay, but look, we getting too ahead of ourselves. Like, let's back this train up a little bit. First things first, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of the good things. All right, we took care of the housekeeping around here. Now on to our regularly scheduled program. So the episode starts off with the continuation of Candiace's and Gizelle's argument. Candiace grabs her cup. She grabs her pocketbook. She grabs her Kleenex. And that bitch went straight to corporate. She said, Eric, where's Eric? I need Eric. She finally gets to Eric's ass and digs in that motherfucker. And I know that is a tall sissy bottom. And I know he loved every bit of it. Like, ooh, yes, girl, I got my camera time. But the thing is, and I didn't really like his attitude in that scene either. Like, well, I don't control what they say more than I control what you say. No, bitch, you control everything around this motherfucker. Like, let's not act dumb. Don't nothing fly by you, okay? Everything comes through your house, and they know you know what's going on before the girls do. Let's not act dumb. Let's not act like we don't know what Candiace is talking about. Eric, okay? And Mama said, and make sure you keep my fourth wall in this motherfucker. Yeah, because y'all know who running this shit. But what I will say is that everything that she said about Michael, 100% valid, 100% necessary, because it's like y'all already have a man who makes women feel uncomfortable in this group. Y'all don't need to come after my husband. If Gizelle ran this story by y'all should have nipped this in the bud. Like, girl, we're not doing that. It was never given that. But I know that y'all need to create drama. Gizelle wouldn't have had nothing to talk about had it not been for this. So, okay, so then we move on from the Candiace and Gizelle situation. And then all the girls are in the lobby talking about Mia's post again. For whatever reason, we are still on this. Robyn and Wendy. Girl, what you talking about, Willis? Where did all of this come from? All this smoke just came out of nowhere. Like, I think that you misremembered exactly the way that Wendy came at the situation. She did not come up accusing you and Gizelle of doing anything. Like, it is clear that Robyn is still holding on to some of last season, which last season for them was not that long ago. It is a lot longer for us, the viewers watching it, than it is for Robyn. So I understand why Robyn is good on Wendy. She said last season that she was good on Wendy after Wendy had her tantrum and basically went off on her and Gizelle. She was like, oh, that's how you actually felt about me. You always felt like I didn't have a real relationship. And that really struck a nerve with Robyn, if you cannot tell. So in the midst of that going on, I believe, even I feel like this is how how things panned out. Do not quote me, but I think that's how that panned out. But in the midst of that going on, then Mia and Gizelle starts to have a conversation about Gizelle walking up to her talking about cancer, no cancer, you know? So then Robyn was like, girl, y'all go take that shit outside because mama got work to do over here in this cubicle, okay? Y'all go take that over there in the dance studio. Mama got work to do in this cubicle. And work she did, okay? So they hightailed it on to the dance studio where Gizelle gives where Gizelle gives Mia an apology. Mia accepts her apology, and Mia, okay, wait, follow me, because this might be just a little conspiracy theory. I don't know, but it does feel like Gizelle goes very soft on Mia compared to the rest of the ladies. And knowing how Robyn feels about Wendy, I would not put it past the Green Eye Bandits to have come up with a plan to push Wendy out. It feels like Gizelle is going to pay Wendy dust, and Robyn is going to come at Wendy with all that she's got every time she gets a chance, i.e. this moment. So they're going back and well, the conversation starts off with Robyn and Wendy, where Robyn is like, you came up talking, trying to pin the whole thing on Gizelle and I, and you had the same feelings, mama. So why are you coming into the situation trying to put it off on me and Gizelle as if we the only ones who had the problem? My issue with Robyn is, though, that everybody was silent besides y'all, and it was not the uncertainty everybody had about Mia's situation. It was the disrespect of how Gizelle came up at her like, bitch, is this what cancer, no cancer looks like? It was very insensitive, girl. And I think that your rage towards Wendy is blinding you from that, because when you was at that lunch with Mia, you saw it, you understood exactly that it was Gizelle's delivery. You, out your own mouth, said, yeah, it was a delivery. Duh, bitch. Nobody else went up to her like that. And if you were at all interested in listening to Wendy, you would have heard her say, it was in your delivery. It was how y'all came at her. I came up to her and was like, hey, you good? She don't even like this girl. She came up to her and she was like, are you good? Because that is what rational people do in those situations where they don't quite believe somebody, but it is too sensitive of a subject to be like, girl, you fucking lying, but okay, anyway, so then they start going back and forth or whatever, and then all of a sudden Robyn gets up out her seat, puffing her big ass chest and her broad ass shoulders, bitch. She said, I'm standing 10 toes down. I said, woo, not too much pressure on these floors now. Not too much pressure on these floors, okay? And Wendy tells her to sit down, and she sits back down because rightfully so. Do what the professor told you to do. It's her classroom, not yours, okay? And Robyn sits her ass down. Wendy and Mia come back outside. Mia is soaking it all up because everything is about her. So she's like, I'm chilling. My doctor said I don't need to stress. Like, that girl is a pain in my ass, and not the good kind, okay? So that whole situation is diffused, okay? But let me tell you how, like, Robyn is going to work. She is going to work like we ain't never seen her go before. Mama got a new house. She said that girl will be paid for by the end of this year, and I ain't got time to play with you hoes. My contract will be renewed, okay? I am coming back next season. Mama said, I know how to fix Wendy's ass. So she turns to me and said, you know what, Mia? I would actually like to get to know you. My son plays basketball. Your son plays basketball. How about we get our sons together for a family fun day? And Ashley, your son is out of school next week. Cute. Gizelle, your daughter's out of school next week. Cute. We can have a family fun day. Crickets. Wendy like, No invite for my kids? So Sharice points it out, like, you not gonna invite her? And she was like, no, I'm not inviting her. And okay, so the reaction on Twitter is very split with this, right? Oh my God, is this recording? Oh no, it's recording. Is it? Child. Okay, child, she was recording. Look, I recorded a whole video 2 weeks ago, and that shit did not record. So I had PTSD, okay? But, so Robyn is like, basically, no. So the conversation is really split, especially on the Twitters, where a lot of people feel like it is the decent thing to do to invite Wendy's kid. Y'all, time and place. Now, granted, Robyn did this on purpose to get under Wendy's skin, right? But also, like, she did just finish getting into an argument with this lady where their tension is not resolved. She already do not like her. So, and she doesn't have a relationship to Wendy's children. She doesn't have a relationship even to Eddie, I don't believe. So, yeah, I'm not inviting your kids. I'm sorry. Me personally, if I don't like you, I don't got nothing against your children. However, I don't want you around me. I'm sorry, girl. Also, that means your children too. Your children ain't coming around my kids because I don't like you. And honestly, what kind of parent will want their child hanging around some bitch that don't like them? Like, I wouldn't even bring my kids to the fun day or whatever. Like, girl, I don't like her. So, I don't know. The conversation is split, but I'm definitely on the side of like, yeah, it is the decent thing to do to invite the children and have Wendy decline if she wants to. But me personally, I wouldn't have invited the kids either because I don't like their mother. And shit, if I'm the kids, don't invite me with me knowing that you don't like my mama because now I gotta fight your sons. Sorry, I said what I said. Nuck if you buck. All right. So what happened after that, child? Let me see. I got notes, child. And then the scene ends, and before the scene ends, it cuts to Wendy's hot mic, where this girl basically says that she cool with Mia, but she knows she lying. We all know she's lying, and so who really cares? Wendy, now you done fucked up. But what I will say, in Wendy's defense, okay, we all of us, y'all included, because we having a conversation, we all believed that there was something odd about Mia's post, right? That is not up for debate. The majority of us felt that there was something odd about Mia's post, except for her, like, 5 fans, whatever. So it is not hard for me to believe that Wendy also believes that there was something strange with Mia's post. But and the decent thing to do, this must be a lesson on decency around here, but the decent thing to do is to ask her if she is all right and reserve your reservations for when she is proven a liar. That is when you come at her. Is this what no cancer looks like? That's when that is warranted. When she is proved a liar, then that's when that's warranted. But in this scenario, like, it's just funny as hell because Wendy just went on this whole diatribe about, I didn't say that she was lying. I didn't say that she was lying. Y'all came up to her and said that she was lying. And then cut to your hot mic, you say that she lying. It's like, girl, well, which one is it? You know? So I get it, and then I get it. You know, that shit was a great moment. Shout out to production. Production has been messy. The entire, like, Potomac's production, messiest production around. Everybody needs a raise around there, okay? So after this, we cut to Candiace's IVF journey. Mama, if I don't understand nothing else, I understand the fear of needles. Okay, do I have my earrings in? Oh my God, I'm out here bald-faced. I understand the fear of needles. I myself could not give myself a shot. Shout out to all the people who can. That terrifies me. I literally would rather go play in traffic I would do a lot of things before I do that. Oh my God. Speaking of, like, that reminds me of, like, one time I tried to give myself a wax. When I tell y'all, top 10 scariest and most painful things that I've ever done in my life, because once you start, you have to commit. Not like you have to keep going, but once you get that pad on your leg, and I had it in the most sensitive areas known to man. I had it like right there in between the nutsack and the thigh, right there. I had it right there. Oh my God. I should have tested it on my knuckles or something first. Trying to yank that motherfucker felt like literally like peeling off my own toenails or some shit. The excruciating pain that I felt. And you just have to go through with it, because what are you gonna do? Now, in hindsight, I wonder if I would have like tried to wash it off with like hot water or something. Like maybe that would have worked. That just, my mind was not even working at that point, because why would I even try some shit like that? Whew. But anyway, so I myself could not give myself a shot. So shout out to all the women who are going, oh, excuse me. Shout out to all the women who are going through their IVF journey and who are having to give themselves shots. I couldn't do it. But that also just shows Candiace's dedication to being a mother, because child, couldn't imagine. So moving on from that, we go to this scene where Ray and Karen are at the nail shop, and they're talking about being in an open relationship, I guess, or they're alluding to being in an open relationship. I think that this is for a storyline, but let's just play along with it. These two have been together, 30 years or something like that? To me, it is not so strange to me that they have told each other, especially because they have such a large age gap between them. I think Karen said that she was 30 and he was 50 or something like that. Or he was, I don't know. And, so to me, it is not strange that he would be like, I know you gonna look, I know you gonna flirt or whatever, do you or whatever, just make sure that you bring your ass home to me, okay? I don't care about none of that, just make sure that you come home to me. And, I mean, I don't know what y'all want us to do with that. Yeah, I feel like y'all can come up with a better storyline than that. Okay. So now we move on to the scene where Ashley is looking at a new house. I think that was with her brother. I missed his name at the bottom. But if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Sheila's son. So they're looking at a new house, and she tells the realtor that she has neglected to tell the lenders that she's separating because Michael told her that it would hurt their chances of getting approved for the house or whatever. It would hurt her chances of getting approved for the house. So the realtor like, girl, no, I already talked to the lender. I don't know what you talking about. I don't know what Michael told you. And it's like, Ashley, girl, if there was one thing that I thought that you, like, if there was one redeeming quality about your evil ass, I would have thought that you was like an evil mastermind, like Megamind or something. Like, you already got his head. I would think that you got brains somewhere in there, But it also turns out that, like, you have not thought this all the way through. Michael is not stupid. Michael, as you say, is a millionaire or whatever. He didn't become a millionaire by being dumb, by not reading contracts, by knowing what language to put where, and also by knowing how to manipulate people. Like, he knows how to do this, and he has also done it to you. So the fact that you don't see what he's doing and you are not thinking on your own, it's like, Ashley, think, mama, think. And then you sitting in that damn house crying and shit, trying to sell us a story still. Stop doing that now, Ashley, because you're making people really believe that you actually love Michael. And I am holding out still, because I still think that you are smarter than that. I think that you have always been playing the very, very, very long game with this man. He's giving you storyline after storyline. He's gotten you checks. He got you on this show. You you got kids out of him, so you're gonna have that child support, and then you're trying to get the bag for real. So I've always believed that you have been playing the long game. That don't necessarily mean you smart. Any dumb girl with a working uterus can, bag a rich nigga or whatever. Like anybody can do that. But I thought that you was playing a smart game. But you are really trying to sell us on the fact that you love Michael. Ashley, what? No tears coming down your eyes, mama? Like you sit there huffing and puffing and irritating the boogers in your nose. Girl, we don't want to see that shit. Girl, stop before people start believing that you really love that man. And then I gotta look at you like you crazy. Okay? Moving on. Okay, so we move over to Robyn and Juan's new home. They have this gorgeous, gorgeous home that I feel like it had to be like staged or designed by like a very, very good interior designer, because neither one of them have like personal style. So I don't see them like really making this home like that. I'm almost kind of believing that the furniture is rented, but we ain't gotta go there. Your house looks nice, and I think it is decorated beautifully. Like, and this is what I've always loved about Robyn, is that Robyn has had, and I say this all the time, that my favorite storylines on these shows are actually the couple dynamics. Like, the show is called Housewives of wherever the fuck they at. So I want to see your marriage. I want to see the way that you run your household. I want to see your struggles, your ups and downs. Like, I want to see all of that. I hated that we have gotten so far away from the original formula. But shout out to Robyn for keeping it intact. I think that Robyn's house is great, and she sits down and she sits Juan down and tells him that, nigga, it's time to get a prenup. Yeah, I'm making the money now. I'm wearing the pants. Been wearing the pants. Big dick energy. I need a prenup. So Juan was like, nigga, what the fuck? But he was kidding. And then, Juan, first of all, Juan need a little rest. Juan needs a little rest. Okay? We all think that Juan was fine or whatever. Eddie done snatched the crown off his head a long time ago. But Juan need a little rest. Y'all start working that man to the bone, because he needs a little rest. Get him some fillers or something. Robyn, you got some. Get Juan some fillers. Anyway, I don't like the way that Juan is always shutting Robyn down and cutting her off. I don't know if he's doing that because the cameras are around, but it just feels like he is very, very comfortable with cutting her off and shutting her feelings down when she is trying to have a open and vulnerable moment with him and like talk about some things that has bothered her in the past and that she does not want to see in the future. She mentioned how when they were going through their divorce, he was dating some girl and that she was complicating their divorce. And he was like, Robyn, stop. Like, just shut her down completely, and then rushed the conversation and then just stormed out. I don't know. I think that Robyn, at some point, we're going to need to get a real scene out of Robyn and Juan. At some point, because even though she does have the most relatable storyline, I feel their situation has a lot of material to give, and I just don't feel like they're being transparent enough with us, and I think it's because of Juan. Okay, Robyn and Mia goes to lunch. Robyn hears Mia out, Mia says how she was just taken aback by Gizelle because that was just a very insensitive way to ask her about the status of her health. And Robyn agrees. But Robyn keeps like prodding at the question or whatever and asking Mia about her lumps and shit, which also kind of came across a little cringe. But she wants to get down to the meat and potatoes of the situation. So I really don't care about this conversation. I don't care. Every time Mia comes on my screen, I'm exhausted because Mia is just a lot. Mia is just a lot. So just Karen, Robyn. I'm just like my damn mama, calling everybody else's name besides the girl that was on the screen. Robyn tells Mia about Gizelle's gripe with Chris. And Mia's like, well, I got something that just... what a creep. Okay, like the girl is suffering from something. Okay, somebody need to get her some help. So she says how Chris was staring at her. Girl, don't nobody care about you. I already talked about this in the beginning. I ain't going back down that road. Girl, get a life. Okay? Moving on. Karen and Chris's lunch, and also at the same time, Karen? Okay, wait. Candiace and Chris's lunch, and at the same time, Karen and Gizelle are having fruit. Gizelle gets to Karen's house. She welcomes her in. Gizelle gets up and shows her the twerk, the dance class routine. She looks a fool. She gets up. She sits down, and then they get into it about how Mia and Ashley told Karen about the situation of Chris and how it made Gizelle feel uncomfortable because he assumed they had a level of comfortability that Gizelle does not believe that they have. All in all, what I feel about that conversation is I think that Gizelle really played it up for Karen, and Karen gave her some sound advice, and she was also thinking to herself, like, this bitch is full of shit. This bitch is full of shit. But I get Karen hearing her out and wanting to be sympathetic towards her because she is a survivor of actual assault. Y'all know what I mean? So she was a survivor. She's a survivor of that. So she wanted to give Nick the benefit of the doubt. She heard her out, but she had questions, the right questions. Did he touch you? Did he say anything? What did he do? Did he not leave when you asked him to leave? All that shit was no, yes. So it's like, what's the problem? What's the problem? Because y'all are friends. What is the issue, Gizelle? Gizelle can't come up with a really good issue. So what she tries to do is like fluff it up with different words that all allude to actual harassment. You know, like, stop. Oh, that lady. So Chris and Candiace are having a conversation where Chris tells us that Gizelle is the one that actually invited him to the room, which I can't believe because on camera he did say, "Can we talk?" That is what he remembered his exact words. She never once repeated his exact words. She didn't even remember what he was talking about in the room. So Candiace, so he says that Gizelle invited him back to the room, which I can't believe. Because she said she thought her glam was going to be in there and her glam wasn't in there. So immediately she feels uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable as a result of your actions, not because of him. Everything Chris did was respectful and courteous of you as a woman who was not his wife, who he wanted to have a private conversation with about the reunion, which she keeps trying to say that he was complaining about Candiace, which that wasn't even his gripe in the episode. What he was upset with was the line of questioning that Candiace was subjected to by Nicki Minaj and the rest of you hoes. So that's what his gripe was. He wasn't just complaining about Candiace. Like, she's a sneaky link. So then Robyn joins their lunch and Robyn goes into it or whatever. And then basically they just get down to, how do we move on from this? And Candiace is like, girl, we cannot unless Gizelle walks that shit back. I need her to take it all back because she's dead to me. And I agree. You don't get to come at my husband the way that you have done these other niggas. But what I will say about Candiace is that, like, Candiace, you said something earlier about you got too comfortable with Gizelle Bryant. You did. You did. And I, along with the rest of the Candiace fans, we were all very annoyed with you being so team Gizelle when we saw how she was towards you that season. And even during that reunion, like, she has never really seemed like your friend. She keeps you around for as long as she could. In the beginning of season 5, she was right along with the people who were trying to ice you out. And then the turn of events, ended up pushing Monique out first. So, you know, we got her. And then that's when you align with Gizelle or whatever. All I'm going to say is, now that your eyes are open, please keep them open and do not ever shut one around that lady. That's all I got, y'all. So it has been real. It's been nice. Love to see you. Love you lots. And toodles.